Hello everybody and welcome back to Throttle Grotto. This week I'm going to be putting trumpet style intakes on my SU carburetors in the Datsun. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, okay, so this week we are going to be replacing these intakes with these intakes. So why am I doing this? Partly because I tried to find this style of filter and they just don't make it anymore. These carburetors have obviously been on here since it was new, and if we look over here, I do have the original air box, which is this guy right here, but I don't really want to run it. And the trumpets look way cooler in here, and I can get plenty of filters and socks and stuff like that to cover these up to keep dirt out of the engine. So it just makes sense to change these out. Now, when I bought these, I figured that they would take a lot of welding. I figured I have to basically cut this flange off, make a new plate, weld a new plate on there, and then bolt it to the carburetor. Well, that's not the case. It's way easier than that. So I bought these trumpets off of Amazon. I'll put the link below. I think they were $10 for the pair. And they're for an AE86 Corolla. And let me pull these plates off of here real quick, and I'll show you how easy it is to be able to get these trumpets to fit on these SU carburetors. So I have the intake plate removed from the carburetor, and I have this guy right here. And if you look at the bolt pattern here, you can see it's only about a half of a hole off, which is really awesome. There's plenty of material there that I can hog this out with my little Dremel bit here. Bought a new porting bit. Probably would be easier to do and quicker with a carbide grinding, like a grinding bit or something like that, but I don't have that tool. So this is what I'm going to use. And get that centered right on the intake hole there. So you can see there's not really much that has to be taken away to make these fit onto the SU carbs. So I'm going to grab the Dremel, I'm going to hog these out, and then we'll bolt them on, and that'll be... All right, now the next step is I have to make these gaskets. And I'm just going to make this gasket is well perished, so I'm just going to make a couple of gaskets here out of this material that I have. Alright, so the last step that I need to do before I bolt these on is I have to open up these holes here. You can see in the plate these are the mounting holes. There's two extra holes here, which I already made in the gasket. And if we go over to the carburetor, you can see right there's those two holes. Those are for balancing the carburetor. So not a good idea to cover those up. Took me a few minutes to figure out what those were for. So I'm gonna pop some holes in the backing plate here. Right there, I've made my little tracing of where the holes need to be. And I'm going to start out really small and just kind of work my way up. Okay, well, I'm not afraid to admit when I've made a slight mistake, but I did booger up the barrel just a little bit, so it's not going to look quite as nice and shiny on there. But let's bolt them on and see how they look anyway. So they are mounted, gasketed. I've got the holes for the carb breathers punched through. I make no disclaimers that they are going to work properly. I don't know if that breather hole has to be a certain diameter, but for a $10 thing that I can try out, and they look pretty nice in here. They kind of match the polish a little bit on the carb bodies, which I probably need to do again here soon. But I think overall it's a nice addition to the way things look. And now I can get little socks to cover, to keep dust and stuff out of the carbs. So that's a huge win already. So I feel like, let's see here, it's check. Yep, I've got the holes that are lined up for the breathers, so they should be able to get air in and out of the carburetor as they intended. And I think they'll look nice. I think they'll look nice with a little sock on the end of here. So that's it. Just a quick short project of getting these mounted on the carbs. And then I can order some air filters now that I know exactly what these are. If you want to buy a set of these, I'll put a link in the description below. They're pretty cheap on Amazon to give you something to play around with. So hopefully you found this entertaining. So unfortunately, I won't be able to try these out and see how they drive right away. But hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I'll have the brakes done and the seats mounted, and then I can take this thing out for a quick test drive. So that's all the time I got for tonight. Until next time, get out there and work on something.